We're going to shake it up on Receptive Radio today. So, why am I talking about shaking it up? Well, guess what? This morning I was shook by an earthquake in my bed. I was already awake and I felt it rattle me. And then I thought, and I heard the balcony door like bang. I thought somebody was knocking at the door, but I really was like, was that an earthquake? And then an hour and a half later, I heard on the news, yes, it was an earthquake. So confirmation. And immediately when I felt that earthquake, I felt like something had moved. And that's what I want to talk about today is movement and how to notice that you're moving the needle. And quick implementation and how it moves into fast results. So I just want to let you know that if you implement what you're learning, the actions that it takes to get what you want, quick movement, fast results can appear out of nowhere, just like an earthquake can come out of nowhere. But underneath the surface, that earthquake has been brewing for a while. There has been energy creating pockets that all of a sudden a big movement happens. So I took this earthquake as a big feedback loop that yes, this quick implementing that I have been doing in the last 2 weeks to create some movement in my business and in my life is giving me feedback. It's energy, and I have been experiencing that, and I want you to experience that. So if you have been feeling stuck, if you're discouraged, or if you've been feeling like giving up on your dreams, on your purpose, and you don't know how to create that movement, here is how. So what did I do to create some movement lately? I work with coaches, and they coach me and I coach other people. And we all have our method and our medicine, our unique way that we help others and be of service. So for me, I need to have feedback from my coaches. I give them my ideas, what I'm planning to do. And then sometimes I don't do what they say right away. And then nothing moves. And I know we're all getting so much information all the time, and it's hard to implement everything when you're getting fire hose sometimes. But if you just grab onto that one thing that really will move the needle for you towards the dream, the life, the purpose, the business, the work that you want, and take action right away, it can create a whole bunch of energy. So I was, and why is it so important that we actually have a feedback loop, like something to give us an indicator that what that quick implementation that you've been doing is working? Is so you keep doing it, and you see the results quickly, and then all of a sudden, like, wow, if I keep doing this, this grows. This seed that I once planted, this dream of a seed that I once planted that I kept watering with my actions, is now something I can harvest from. And there's going to be stages along the way where you have to keep watering, but then all of a sudden there's going to be a harvest, and then there's going to be more fruit that keeps blooming from that tree. So it's really important to implement and then notice the results. Notice that stuff is moving. And this earthquake this morning really helped me to see that and inspired this episode. Sometimes we need to shake it up. And that's all mental and that's all business and everything, but energetically, shamanically, for me to feel an earthquake, hear it, it felt like something was knocking at my door, and to tune into it, because I actually work with the earth on a regular basis as one of my biggest allies and support systems, and I call on it to help my clients. It felt like a communication for me, an intuitive communication, a bodily, physical, inspired communication that there's a big movement. but it wasn't big enough to destroy anything. Luckily, in the real world, like the earthquake did not destroy anything. It was a 4.1. And in my world, this movement is not destroying anything. If anything, it's letting out energy. It's creating more energy. So what have I been doing that I want to share with you to inspire you to create quick action and quick results? I have been going for it with follow through. So many of you know I'm a CPA and I used to work in public practice, and I've worked in CFO positions, and I follow through. My email drove my business, drove my work at my office job. And when clients and customers came through with questions, I responded right away. I let them know I'm on it. If I didn't even get them the answer right away. Like I acknowledged that. And so I've been networking a lot. I'm looking for speaking gigs, and I've been networking a lot in speaking networking groups. And in that opportunity, in those 2 hour or an hour and a half networking groups, you have the opportunity to get people's contact information and to follow up. So instead of not following up, which I might have done before, I decided, no, I'm following up. I'm reaching out. I'm connecting. And I filled my calendar up with over 10 connection calls, and more are coming. And I got a speaking gig from the connection call because I filled out an application, and then I had the call, and I actually jumped the queue of a whole bunch of other applications because he was on the call with me. So, wow. So following through was really the implementing of this desire of what I want. If you want something, you have to follow through with what you want to get the feedback, the results. And if you're having trouble following through, it might be resistance. It might be old blocks and old patterns of not good enough, why bother, doubting yourself. And that's just old energy that might just be still hanging around, and it's not really who you are. It is not really who you are. It's just old energy because you want what you want, and that old energy is just kind of hanging around in your energy field. And there's ways to transform that I know how to work, and I'm going to share something with you later. And so the follow through. And I notice a lot of younger people when I'm receiving customer service, like we recently just bought a new property and it completes tomorrow and we're getting it on Saturday. And I knew everything that they need and I prepared it all for the lawyers and everything ahead of time. But they weren't following through on like acknowledging that they received what I had. And, I felt like you're not acknowledging that I'm giving you what you want. And you're not saying, yeah, I've received it. And I don't want to wait till like the last minute to just tell me that you're missing a document. And I have to run around like a chicken with my head cut off to try and retrieve something for you that I didn't know I needed. So, that's one example of follow through that I noticed some people don't follow through on customer service. They don't follow through on bringing you that glass of water you asked for when you went out for dinner, when you asked for it 3 times, if you've ever had that happen to you as well. So like follow through can really skyrocket your business in all ways. If you follow through on your commitments and be accountable and responsible to the dream that you have been dreaming for a long time, by seeking out the right support people to help you do it, by reaching out and networking and connecting with people, and following up again with them, and building a relationship, following up with your clients to see if they're implementing your suggestions, your recommendations. Are they working your practices? Are they seeing results? Do you need to modify how you teach them and that kind of stuff so that they will follow through? And so I teach a lot about follow through, because when you follow through, results appear. And sometimes it can appear like magically, but really it's not magic. It's because you did something, you took steps, and you followed through. Like, it's baseball players cannot get a home run unless they follow through on the entire swing and connect with that ball. And it's just like business people. If we don't take the swing and connect with the relationships of the customer, then we can't get the home run for them or for ourselves. So follow through is really important. And even with the earth and this earthquake, there was a follow through that rocked the earth, that shook the place, that was strong enough to move my house. And I was, 500 kilometers away from the epicenter. And so see the ripple effects of the follow through, that there was energy building up, the earth needed to release it, and a connection was made with me, that I am now connecting with that connection of that earthquake and feeling like, oh, that's a little bit of feedback for me, that I have been building a lot of energy and I needed a release to just give me some feedback that, yeah, I've been following through. And the feedback also came from getting the speaking gig, getting offered another speaking gig. Opportunities are the results of following through. So if you're feeling stuck and you want to move some energy, here's an example of what you can do. Is you can actually shake your body. You can actually shake your body to move some energy. So you can just start with your hands. I'm not going to get up because I can't move the camera up, but if you want to stand up and just start shaking, and then you start like really shaking and moving your head and bouncing in your chair. You're just kind of moving the energy so that you can get some movement. And maybe after this episode, you'll feel inspired to follow through on something you've been wanting to do, like reach out with your coach, reach out with a client, reach out to a family member, say hello to somebody, do something that's different that you have been wanting to do, whatever it is, make that big change. Because moving is how we take action. Dreaming is this visioning, but to get the dream into concrete reality, you got to move. Anyway, that's what you can do. You can move. And it's called the skeleton dance. If you get up on your feet and you really just start going, you can go for like 5 minutes until you're, you kind of shake yourself in a totally different space of energy. And then when you stop, just notice that your energy, your life force is moving. I'm feeling it all around my arms and inside my body as well. And I'm noticing my voice is even deeper. So it might be something good to do for a speaking gig before you do some other practices. It's like you're moving the energy, you're getting energized to follow through and be accountable and be responsible for what that dream is that you have, that purpose that you have. And you have some more power, more life force to keep going the extra mile. I was just networking a bit on social media before this morning as well. Like making comments on people's posts and sharing stuff instead of just, observing or watching or looking. And, that creates movement too. Going forward in this new world that we're creating or dreaming up, It's all about relationships. It's all about connecting and supporting each other and everybody's growth. When you support yourself, you support other people. So, anyway, if you're feeling stuck, discouraged, and the movement that doesn't instantly solve everything, and you only do it once, like sometimes you have to do something more than once to get it working. And sometimes you need other people around you and supportive containers, uh, a supported cheerleader to help you get motivated to keep doing it. I know I always move faster at all of my goals when I'm surrounded by people who are also going after their goals, who are cheering me on, who are congratulating you, who are supporting you instead of discouraging you. So I know there's a lot of people, including myself, from our childhood where we didn't feel good enough to dream what we were dreaming. But that's all changing. That's all changing. We can really dream anything into possibility, into reality nowadays. So if you're feeling stuck, you want to get some energy moving, try out that practice. But I also invite you to click the link in the chat. I'm going to put a 30-minute free just breakthrough call link in there where I can help you move through anything really quickly and give you some guidance specifically to you. So I wish you a great day, and you're watching Receptive Radio. And what kind of movement can you create so that you follow through on your goals, on your dreams today? So whenever you're watching this video, I inspire you to follow through today. So the link will be in the chat for the free 30-minute breakthrough call. I encourage you to book it.